So I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys exactly the reason why I live in my car and how much money that actually saves me. And it's actually very helpful when you're starting from zero. You know, if you're just starting to save, or if you're a young person, you're going through debt, or you just want to stack up some more money while you're single and you're not married or have any type of kids or anything like that. So my name is Sanyana-san and I host the channel Why Not Money, and I want you to go ahead and subscribe to this channel, because then you'll be able to see my journey as we continue to climb up this financial success journey, you know, hit our goals. And I'm gonna go ahead and right now dive right into how much money I'm saving and compare it to myself, and also to compare it to my coworkers, because I work out of town and I have to get lodging, and when I spend this money on Airbnbs and hotels, it really adds up. So I'm gonna show you exactly how much I spend living in my car versus how much I would be spending living in a hotel or Airbnb. So I have all the numbers right here, right in front of me. So I was talking to some of my coworkers at work, and I was listening to them talk about like where they're staying at, how much they're paying. So on the low end, some people pay around $275 a week to stay in like a trailer or a house with other people. That's not even including washing, drying, or anything like that. But hey, at least they have a place to stay. So that's $275 a week. The average is around $300 to $330 a week. And the high end, that's $470 a month. So $275 a week is $1,100 a month. $300 a week, that's $1,200 a month. $330 a week, that is $1,320 a month. $470 a week, and I seen that at this Woodbridge Hotel. It's in Columbia, South Carolina. It's that's a $470 a week, so that would be $1,880 a month. Now I'm gonna tell you how much I spend just around about with my choice of staying in my car, especially right now while I'm making a higher income than I usually would. But this probably would work for any income style that you guys have, or, you know. So I like to go to a gym like Planet Fitness or Anytime Fitness, not just to work out, but also to take showers. This is a place where you can, you know, rest your mind, go ahead and meditate, work out, and get clean, because you want to make sure that you're, you know, keeping your hygiene up. That's going to be one of the biggest things about staying in your car, is make sure that your hygiene is good, like as far as keeping your car clean and keeping your body clean, because you don't want to be inside your own car funky smelling. If somebody were to come in here, you know, you want to have a good confidence that you'll be confident to let somebody else come into your car, or just yourself. So Anytime Fitness is around $22 every 2 weeks, and Planet Fitness is about $25 a month, and I have both. So I'm spending around $75 to $80 a month. And the only other real expense I have for my car is the gas. And I actually have a Tesla, so I do electricity. So it's an EV, electric vehicle. So it's around the same price of gas when you use a supercharger. So for say if I'm at 0 miles, or let's say I'm at 10% is around, let's say 80 miles. And then so when I charge up, I charge to 92%, and that is around $23. And I'm gonna tell you something really cool a little bit later at the end of this video, or after I tell you these prices that are it's like a cheat code. It's a cheat code if you have an electric vehicle, so stay tuned. I'm gonna tell you that. So besides that, say if I actually have to pay for parking, you know, it's like $0 to $50. So basically with parking and my Planet Fitness membership, so with the cost of the gym membership and the cost of gas or electricity, I'm pretty much sitting around either $75 to $200 a month. Let's just go on the high end and say $300 a month, just to go ahead and cover our bases. But it's pretty much, I would charge around 2 to 3 times if I'm at a supercharger. So let's go ahead and break down how much these prices are for the year, since we already looked at the weekly, monthly. Now we're gonna look at yearly. So if you're staying at a hotel or an Airbnb, and if you're paying that, you know, the lowest to the highest, if you're paying $1,200 a month, that's $14,400 a year. So $1,320 a month, that's $840 in that year. And the highest tier, where you're paying $470 a week, that's around $1,880 a month, and that is $22,560 in a year. So car for the year, if I'm spending $150 a month, that is $1,800 in a year. So we can already see we don't have to do no big crazy math. We understand that $1,800 is a lot less than $14,000 or $20,000. So you'll be saving over $10,000 just living in your car if you were to do this for the whole year. Now, in addition to that, let's just say I was doing $300 a month, charging and just gym memberships and all that. That over 12 months, that's $3,600. So even still, you're still netting around $10,000 to $9,000 on the low end, and if you're doing it on the high end, you're way over that. So just that money alone, you can be recouping, putting that into a savings, investment, a Roth IRA, a high yield savings account, Bitcoin, crypto, starting a business, just anything really. There's so many possibilities that you could do with that money, and I think that's really important to think about. And I'm not saying to do this type of living for the rest of your life, but it can definitely change your life in the short term and help you to build something in the future. And I want to go ahead and tell you about that other cheat code that I just found out today. Like, I was literally making this video, you guys. I made this video 3 times because I wanted to include the part where I tell you guys to subscribe. And I'm not ashamed to just remind you that if you want to know like more financial literacy, and I want to tell you great value, because I know this video is going to help somebody out there, somebody who's going through this situation, who lives in a Tesla, who's sleeping in their car, who's struggling, and they just need somebody to give them the inspiration to do it. So my friend, my coworker, he basically told me that there is a place out here where I'm at right now. I'm in a parking garage, and you see right there, it has EV charging. It says 5-hour limit, but basically, yeah, my car is right now, it's saying that's gonna take me 9 hours. Let's see if you can see that. 9 hours and 25 minutes to go ahead and charge, but I'm pretty sure nobody's gonna mind if I stay here all night. But I have another video that I just posted about like 5 places that I think that is safe and secure for people to go ahead and park, because I know that that's one of the biggest challenges when you're thinking about living in your car. People always like, oh, where are you staying at? How do you keep warm and all that stuff like that. But this is literally a parking garage, and I was like, so how much does it cost? He said it's free on Sunday and it's free after 7. So if you can find a place that, if you have an electric vehicle, he was telling me about this app called PlugShare, or maybe a website, probably both, but it shows you all the free charging locations in your area. So this is definitely clutch. This definitely helps me out so much, because that's just another $75 to $100 then I can just go ahead and X off of my balance sheet. That's like, so if I'm spending let's say $100 a week on charging, that's $400 in a month times 12, that's $4,800 a year. So I'm just saving that much money. Even on the lower end, it's anywhere I'm spending from $2,000 to $4,000 in a year on gas. And if you can have free gas, that's gonna help your situation so much more as far as a person that's living in their car. And I was so grateful for him telling me this, because not only is it it's a charging station, but it's a garage. So it has a 5-hour limit. So that's a nice little time that I can go ahead and go to sleep, chill in my car, rest. It's just a place that I can be, because it says it right there. So in addition to all the things I told you in that last video, you can do this as well. So that's another place. And oh man, I was so happy my friend told me that. But all right, you guys, those are all the things I wanted to tell you. And just think about it, like, your car doesn't have to be a suffering idea. You know what I'm saying? Living in your car, you can definitely have an enjoyable life living in your car. You can save a lot of money. You can still eat good food. You can still have your entertainment, because you're still going to do all those things anyways if you were living in an Airbnb or staying in a hotel. But doing this, you're going to save so much money. And I want to save this money, put it into these investings account, hit my certain goal, because in this channel last year, we were trying to save $1,000. We did that. Save $10,000. We did that. Now this year, I want to save 100K. And then next year, that's going to be the time where I actually go ahead and buy a land or buy a property. And I want to be able to show you guys that. So definitely, that's what I'm saying. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment. Let me know what you guys think, and let me know what your perspective is and what other tips and tricks you have. Because literally, if my friend never told me that, I wouldn't have never known to look on PlugShare or to know that there were free options out there. I would have been, going to the supercharger every day, every 3 days, and spending like $20 to $30 on my charging. But now we have a new option. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you next time. Peace.